dozen children in the Ebola-hit city of Beni of the Democratic Republic of Congo. To unpack this, we are now joined by Vava Tampa, founder of the Save the Congo via Skype from the United Kingdom. Vava, good evening and thank you so much for joining us on the Globe. In recent weeks, we've seen Mai rebels attacking a medical unit in Butembo. Now the ADF has done literally the same thing, killing about 14 people and abductions of children. What could be the reasons behind these escalating attacks?
Clearly, the reason is because they want to create insecurity. And we also know I've seen UN reports as well as reports from other crucial and critical agencies from different universities, essentially saying that actually the government, Mr. Kabila's government, some of the top lieutenants in his own army are behind some of these killings. One of the names which have been mentioned is the name of General Achille Mundus, who has actually been sanctioned by the EU because of the killings in Beni. So this is a government which is essentially trying every single thing to create tensions, to create crisis, and to do everything to delay elections and to cling to power.
Now, vehicles belonging to aid organizations and peacekeeping missions were stoned and attacked. Where does this leave the Ebola outbreak, where violence has threatened crucial containment efforts?
And this is exactly what the government wants. The government, the reason they are sponsoring, the reason they are funding, the reason they are allowing this killing to go on is because they want, in one word, essentially to incite the population to stone the UN out of the country. That's what they want. That is their objective. And one of the things, what we are seeing now is population essentially, because the killings are happening within few hundred meters of UN bases and army positions. So clearly the army know and understand. And we have seen reports, as I said before, of even deep soldiers sort of saying, you know what, we wanted to intervene, but our superior said, you must not intervene. We have seen reports that says the army officials in Congo are paying some of those people $200 for every killing. So this is the government which is trying every single thing possible to incite violence against the UN, to create tensions, to create a situation in which another militia gang could then be born, could grow out of that frustration under the name or under the illusions of wanting or coming to protect local population. This is what this government, this is what Mr. Kabila is attempting to do.
Does this not defeat the purpose of dealing with the Ebola outbreak, especially with regards to health workers who are clearly not being protected?
No, it does, but you must remember, my dear, this is a government that does not care about the Congolese people. This is a government that, in spite of all the killings in Beni, there hasn't been a single notice, a single speech or a single mention by Mr. Kabila in regards to the killing. None whatsoever. This is a government that has killed hundreds of Congolese pro-democracy protesters on the streets. This is a government that continues to target pro-democracy protesters. One of them who died, Lunkulula, a dear friend of mine. This is a government that does not care about the Congolese people. Also, it does not shock me at all that they are essentially inciting this violence and sponsoring the killings of people in Beni. And you must remember, Beni was the only province in Congo where Mr. Kabila had a statue. And what local population did in Beni is essentially they tore that statue down. And when you look at Congo as a country, you see the two or the three bigger opposition grounds against the government are the most under attack. One of those is Beni, another one is Kasai, and another one, of course, is Kinshasa. It goes to show that Mr. Kabila is essentially targeting these places because he wants to force the local populations to give in and to accept his leadership.
Now, Vava, we've seen that 40%, or there's been reports of an estimation of 40% of of the world's 300 child soldiers are in Africa. Residents of Beni fear that the children who were abducted will be turned into child soldiers. What is the situation there?
It's incredible. This is a crisis. In fact, the correct word should be a tragedy. The Congo has a population of, let's say, 60 million or 80 million people. What we know with certainty is that 50% of that population is under the age of 16. Now, in a country that is awash with guns, a country that is still fighting a war, different militia gangs, 1 in 2 of these under 16 do not have access to education. So essentially, this goes to show simply how big this crisis is. And those people, those children who have been abducted, they have been abducted either to go and work in mines as child slaves, or either to work as porters, transporting minerals from the mines into direction A or B, or essentially to become either sex slaves or to become child soldiers. And this is the reason why many Congolese like me have been saying for nearly a year and a half now that this government must be pushed out. South Africa, SADC must do something. They need to do for Congo what ECOWAS did for Gandhi. That essentially is to say to Mr. Kabila, you have killed enough, you have served your mandate. It's time to go to allow these people to organize an election that will be free, fair, and transparent to bring back peace and stability.
Vava, unfortunately, we seem to be having a very bad connection there. I would have liked to take this further, and we have to leave it there for now. That was Vava Tampa, founder of Save the Congo, and we were chatting to him via Skype from the United Kingdom.